So just beneath the waves, right off the coast of this remote Japanese island, there's something that just shouldn't be there. It's this massive, terraced monument of stone, and it has had scientists scratching their heads for decades. The big question is this just a stunning trick of nature, or are we looking at the tombstone of a civilization lost to time?
Okay, let's go back in time. Picture this. It's 1986. A local diver is out in the waters off Yonaguni Island, and he's actually looking for hammerhead sharks. But then, about 80 feet below the surface, he stumbles upon something that, according to all of our history books, just shouldn't exist.
And you've got to understand, he's not looking at some old shipwreck or a coral reef. Nope. Lying there, silently on the seabed, is a structure so bizarre, so strange, it would almost immediately become one of the most hotly debated underwater discoveries in the entire world.
What he saw was this colossal mountain of stone. But it wasn't just a mountain, right? It looked like it had been carved. We're talking incredibly straight lines, sharp 90-degree angles, absolutely enormous staircases, and these wide, flat terraces. To put it simply, it looked like architecture. It looked man-made.
And, well, you can imagine what happened next. A discovery like this just immediately kicks off this fierce debate that, believe it or not, is still going on today. The central question is actually really simple, but the answer? The answer could totally rewrite history as we know it. So here's what it all boils down to. Are we just looking at an incredible but ultimately natural geological coincidence, or are these the actual ruins of some ancient man-made city swallowed by the sea thousands and thousands of years ago? Two very different camps formed right away, and both of them have some really compelling arguments. All right, so on one side, you've got the geologists, the scientists. They point out that this whole thing, which is over 150 meters long, by the way, is made of sandstone, and sandstone is a type of rock that forms in layers. It's kind of like a cake. These layers, they call them bedding planes, give the rock a natural tendency to just crack and break along these super straight lines. So for them, all these perfect angles and flat surfaces, that's not proof of design. It's just a really, really spectacular geological coincidence. But then you've got the other side. And these researchers point to features that honestly seem to just defy a natural explanation. I mean, there's something they call the grand staircase with these unbelievably uniform steps. They found holes that look a whole lot like post holes, for holding up wooden pillars. They even see what look like carved drainage channels. And maybe the craziest part of all, there's a 20-foot tall rock that looks eerily, and I mean eerily, like a sculpted human head. They've nicknamed it the face.
And this is where the mystery just goes to a whole new level.
Because if this thing is man-made, its age presents a massive, massive problem for established understanding of, everything.
Yeah, because here's the real kicker. Scientists estimate that for this structure to have even been built on dry land, it would have to be, wait for it, at least 10,000 years old.
So why so old? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. The last time this spot was above sea level was way back at the end of the last ice age. After that, the glaciers melted, the oceans rose by hundreds of feet, and they just submerged everything, including sites like this all over the world. And this is where that timeline just becomes so problematic for mainstream history. Think about it. The Pyramids of Giza, right? One of the great wonders of the ancient world. They were built around 2500 BCE. The first known cities in Sumer, they popped up around 3100 BCE. But Yonaguni, if it's man-made, would date back to roughly 10,000 BCE. It doesn't just predate these massive civilizations, it predates them by thousands of years. It's not even close. So this forces us to ask a really profound question. Mainstream history tells us that humans 12,000 years ago were basically nomadic hunter-gatherers. So could they really have had the advanced masonry skills to build a complex on this scale? We're talking long before the pyramids were even a glimmer in anyone's eye. This totally radical timeline has led some researchers to explore a really fascinating possibility, a connection between Yonaguni and the old legends of a great lost civilization. So there's this marine geologist, Professor Masaaki Komura, who has spent 20 years, 2 decades, diving and mapping this site. He is one of the leading voices for the man-made theory. And he believes Yonaguni isn't just some isolated structure. No, he thinks it's a piece of the legendary lost continent of Mu, a supposed Pacific empire that just vanished beneath the waves. I mean, what a breathtaking idea, right? It connects Yonaguni to all these other mysterious ancient sites that we're finding around the globe, like those newly discovered cities hidden deep in the Amazon. It really raises the possibility that maybe, just maybe, an advanced global civilization existed and was then wiped out by some huge cataclysmic event, like the rising seas at the end of the Ice Age. So, whatever the truth is, the clock is ticking on this thing. The monument isn't just a mystery, it's an incredibly fragile piece of our potential history. You see, those same powerful Pacific currents that have shaped the whole region for thousands of years, they're still at it. They continue to erode the monument's stones. The sharp angles are getting softer. The features are blurring. And all the evidence, whether it's geological or archaeological, is slowly but surely being washed away into the deep. So yeah, the debate over Yonaguni is far from over. But the mystery leaves us all with this one final lingering thought. If a structure this massive can sit right off the coast, completely hidden for thousands of years, how much more of our own history is still down there, at the bottom of the ocean, just waiting for us to rediscover it?